How's everyone doing today? This is Zach Allen. We're going to take a nice deep dive into how to get into a better impact position. And specifically, I'm talking about being able to get your hands in front of the golf ball so that we hit the ball and then the turf. That gets the weight nicely into our lead side. This also helps with compression to get more distance, but also it takes the loft of the club, it takes our 8-iron and it turns it down into a 7-iron so we can get more distance with the same amount of effort. Okay, so how do we do that? I know all of you golfers out there have tried to do it. How can we do it more consistently? How can we get rid of the flipping? How can we get rid of the casting? How can we get rid of the over-the-top moves? All the things that typically lend itself to an impact position to where we're adding loft, the bottom of the swing is behind the golf ball, and we're not making good, consistent contact. So I've got some tools here to help us. All right, so I've got my G4 swing trainer, and it's just one of these trainers that you can actually hit balls with that's got a very flexible shaft. So it bends as I go back and forth. I've also got my body track pressure mat running. The white ball in the center of my feet, that's called my center of pressure. And you can see as it moves back and forth as I turn back and through. So one of the first things that we're going to kind of see here is that in order for me to get that impact position, I need to first be able to dynamically move back and forth. So just taking the swing trainer right in front of me, you notice how the shaft will bend back and forth. As I go back, I'm already bringing my hands through. And I'm just doing this with my hands. I'm really not adding very much body yet. But you notice that's the sensation we're trying to create. That's the dynamic sequencing of the body that creates that really good impact position. So I'll show you with this first, and we'll do it with some other tools. But here I am going back and forth, and now I'm going into a bigger motion, and I'm adding some body rotation and some body turn to it. Notice I'm not going side to side, like that would be a sway. I'm doing some rotation with my body as I go back and forth, and I'm feeling that momentum build. To many of you, this is going to feel a little wild and out of control. It's also going to feel like a workout, especially in your obliques, your core, and in your glutes. So some other ways to envision this. I've got one of these long battle ropes here. You could take a look at it this way. If I was to move this correctly back and forth, you notice how there's always live tension in that rope going back and through. That's exactly what's going to get us to that impact position that we're all looking for. Hands in front, club de-lofted, really compressing our shots. Okay? That's the sensation I want you guys to try to create at home. We see it in other sports too. If you ever watch professional baseball players, before they even get up to hit a ball, you'll see them as they're watching the pitcher get ready to throw, you'll see them moving back and forth. And as they are doing that, everything in terms of the sequence of their body and the movement of the bat is exactly right to be able to react and really create a powerful motion. And the same thing with them, they're in a great impact position to hit the ball really far. But it all starts right here at address. Okay, so if I go back to my regular golf club, we'll even see golfers before they start to hit, and they've got that same motion going back and forth. They haven't even swung the club yet, but they've got the basic DNA that's going to really create a very dynamic impact position. So what we can do now with all this time at home is we can begin to practice some of those sensations of the body moving back and forth, and that really leading the club into a good position. So grab a club, hold it in front of you, just start slowly, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, my body's turning, and I'm going to start to get bigger and bigger. My wrists are going to hinge a little bit now, and I'm really feeling momentum build. And like we talked earlier, it's going to feel like a very good workout. You're going to feel a lot of rotational muscles going back and forth, and you can even bring that all the way through to a full swing. But the main point of today was to realize impact isn't a position that we just create and get some look for video. It's something that is really a total body motion. And it starts with how we even take the club back, how we transition, right? You notice my weight going forward even as that club is going back. And then from there, how we get down and actually swing through this position, the ball just getting in the way as I'm going all the way to my finish. Yeah, we're going to hit the ball first. Yeah, we're going to take a divot, but it really feels so through and so powerful. So Start at home, just small swings, just like this. Let it build up. You'll see right after I'm done here, I'm going to show you a couple other professional and student examples of people doing basically the exact same thing and building that foundation or that sequence into their golf swing. So I hope that helps you. And once we all get back out on the golf course after this Corona quarantine, I think you'll be hitting the ball much better. So here we have a modern example of Ricky Fowler earlier this year while in contention. So basically going through that same motion before he actually strikes shots while in contention in a PGA Tour event. And I love it. You can just see, you know, he's practicing actually right before he goes to hit a ball. But even as he sets up to it, notice how he continues to flow and move into his golf swing. He's never staying static or frozen over the golf ball. And this is from a few years back, U.S. Open at Pinehurst. This is Jordan Spieth during that great run of golf where he was contending in nearly every major he played in. And he does this almost every shot he hits. He makes these motions just going back and forth, just building in that dynamic sequence of pressure moving from right to left, club head lagging and following, just a very live athletic motion that these guys are trying to generate before they actually go in and hit the shot. And then into his swing here. Here's some footage from Ben Hogan on the Ed Sullivan Show, describing in detail an exercise that he felt all golfers should do on a daily basis to strengthen the movement of the body, to be able to control the hands, arms, and club.
Clutch your sides with your elbows and visualize your elbows being attached to your body and your arms instead of at your shoulders. And just start moving your body from right to left, around in a circle, holding your elbows in your side, right in your side. Now we can't go around a golf course doing this all day, so we must lengthen this swing somewhere or other. You see, this is an absolutely full swing. Isn't that simple? Anyone can do that.
So here we have a student example, and this is his before swing. And he had a good golf swing, but you could see he was struggling a little bit with how he was delivering the club through the ball and just not getting to a great position to where we had a little bit more lag and a little bit more shaft lean and impact. So we had him run through the same drills, swinging the club back and forth, picking up the motion with the body now and allowing it to get bigger and bigger. And then from there, he went into striking and hitting some shots with that same sensation. And we're starting to see how that changes the delivery position of the club coming down. Because the sequencing gets better, because the body movement is better, the impact and the positioning of the club improves greatly. Thank you so much for watching that video. If you really liked it, feel free to subscribe or give me a thumbs up. I love hearing from you guys too, so definitely drop a comment with any questions or concerns. But if you really want to get a lot of my content that's not on YouTube, I have an email list. All you need to do is click the link below, put your email in, and you'll be getting all this content for free that nobody else gets on YouTube. Lessons from me that come out almost every other day. I'll talk to you soon.